Recently, we've been looking at ways that we can enhance the process for managing leave through MyTimesheets, and hopefully recently you saw a video that we posted regarding our employee self-service app. Now, part of that process of the employee self-service app and or leave management in general is that you can upload leave balances into MyTimesheet from your payroll system, and different payrolls we use different methods. So this video we're going to focus on Crystal Payroll because we have a lot of clients who are using the Crystal Payroll platform. Now we can do the same as what I'm about to show you in iPayroll and Smartly, and there's also a template for other payroll systems that you may be using. But basically the process is in your Crystal Payroll. We've had Crystal create a special export for us. So if you go into the report center, if you're a Crystal user, this will mean something. If you're not, it doesn't matter. You can just get a general idea of the process. We go to the leave summary report, click on the CSV format, prepare it. This creates a CSV file of the data as at that date, and then I simply go into my timesheets. I go to import leave totals. Now this knows that I'm using Crystal, so it references Crystal here. The same would apply for Smartly and iPayroll. If it's another payroll system, then there is a template which you can import here, and if you are using one of the other payrolls, just get hold of the team and they'll talk you through what this process looks like. But in principle, what I'm doing here is I'm choosing my file as at the 18th. I pick up the file, I test it. This will show me, now I've obviously zeroed this for privacy reasons, but I don't mind showing my own leave balance. So here's my annual leave and sick leave. Now if I've got alternative leave and or time off in lieu, then those balances will also be excuse me, in this same area. I then import this data. Now once I've done that, the benefit is that if I go in and Steve's applied for leave, or if I'm an employee looking at the employee self-service portal, then this will display the balances as at a date. So as an administrator, I can come in here and say, okay, Steve's applying for some leave. He's had 256 hours. He's got 32 that he's used already that have been inputted into my timesheets. So obviously the net balance of over 200 hours. So then I can go ahead and approve that, knowing that there is entitlement sitting in the payroll. Now, the key part of that is that you need to be regularly updating this process. So if you're a weekly payroll, then it's going to be after you run each pay period, because the leave balances are a moving target. The screen also, depending on the environment that you're in, will also show you the average hours that an employee has worked on a particular day of the week. So take that with a grain of salt for my record. And so you can do that on anything between 4 and 52 week averages. So again, useful for public holidays and that sort of thing, if you need to know what average hours are that your staff are doing. So hopefully that helps identify how you can basically get a better information about leave. Now, if you are looking at doing this with Crystal or any of the payrolls, excuse me, there are some things you need to consider. So there's some settings that we need to make sure are current and correct. So one of the ones is pay codes. So your leave methods, your pay codes for leave, need to be set as leave units for this to work. So there's options in here. So leave units is the way that then you need to identify that this pay code is annual leave, sick leave, alternative, or toil. And then you need to also make sure that you've got the fact that it can be used in future dates if you want people to be able to apply for something in the future, and also to tick the box for display average hours to an admin user. Now, when it comes to average hours, there is the ability to decide what factors into average hours for hours worked, which we can talk about. So those are things where we're getting a bit more technical. Then I suggest you have a chat to the team. But in principle, this gives you a much better way of managing leave through your MyTimesheets application. So if you want to jump on a call with the team, just give us a bell, or we can tee up a Teams session where they can take you on through a video link training session on managing leave. But it's pretty straightforward. So basically it's exporting it from your payroll, importing it into here, and then approving it through there.